Good morning, my crafty friends. Today I'm working on this canister and I'm gonna use molds from Redesign with Prima. The Springtime Bunny, it's a last year's release, and Bunny Trail Tales from this year's release. And another small mold that I got from Amazon that has garden tools outside, on it. I put 2 coats of Dixie Belle's bonding boss on, and of course I pressed the wrong button, I guess, because I didn't record when I was making the molds. I use Das air dry clay, and I made quite a few molds of the springtime bunny mold. Then I kept adding. The little vegetables are from this year's release, and the eggs are from the springtime bunny as well. So I set them up the way I want them. The little tools there and the pots are from the little mold that I purchased from Amazon. And I put 1 coat of Fluff, Dixie Belle's Fluff, all over. And I used Van Dyke brown glaze from Paint Couture. And here I am painting them. I just start painting the greenery. That's how it looks so far. I love the little boots. That's the mold I used for the pots, the boots, and the trough and the water can. And of course my little cat here has found her toy now. So this is where I am. This is the Van Dyke brown that I used for the shading. I wiped out as much as I wanted, and it is water soluble, so you can spray it on and remove as much as you want. Before you put any brown wax or glaze, you need to use the clear wax first to seal your project. Otherwise, it's going to look blotchy. I'm going to list all the paint products that I used in the description below. And of course now I'm doing the greenery with that mossy color. It's a beautiful day today, but the pollen, oh my God, I can't stand it. I'm highlighting now with a different kind of green to create depth, of course, and And I'm using the pumpkin by Waverly for the carrots. And I will use the same color mixed up with a little red and brown to create a terracotta color for the pots later on, as you're gonna see. This is a beautiful color. It's kind of bright orange to be used by itself, but for the carrots it's the perfect color. Like you see now, I'm putting just a dot of red along with Java brown. And I'm using it for the clay pots there. I've used tons of colors in this project. I can't remember all of them by heart, but I will, like I said, post all of them below. It's just taking shape the moment you start, you know, putting the flowers on. And I'm using that red for the radishes. I want them bunnies to look like they're out in their yard watching over their plants, how they're growing. And there's some Easter eggs there. I'm using that French blue color for his coat. I love that color, and I'm not a blue fan, but it's a pretty color. Well, how's the weather where you guys are watching from? Today's a nice day. Yesterday was cold. I'm using the pink slippers for the girls' dresses. And actually with that, I'm at the blue right now. With that blue color, I use parts of the girls' dresses as well, the little bow on the little girl and the part of the apron of Mama's. So I can tie everything, you know, together. Otherwise, the Mr. Bunny is going to stand out, you know, wearing the blue coat. I'm using silver lining for the can because that is galvanized water can, and I wanted to look as such, and the little trough there. I'm using white for parts highlighting. His collar, the girl's dress, I highlight with that white. That's the Fluff from Dixie Belle as well. And I do the same with the rest of them. I put a little bit of white everywhere. I'm doing brown now. That's Java Brown by Foca Art on their shoes. And that's Ballet Slipper, sorry, by Waverly. I'm doing her little dress. And she looks so cute. And I'm using the same pink for the inside of their ears. And the cheeks and nose. I use the same at Mama's, but I cover Mama's dress also with a more peachy color on top. I gave it more, you know, I gave highlights on top of it, and it doesn't look as pink as the little girls. I'm using the brown for his vest. Her belt. And to highlight the dress underneath below so so like a shadowing. I did a little more on the ears to highlight them or give them more depth because I didn't have enough glaze there, and instead of doing glaze I used the paint. And I'm putting also the brown in the eyes. I don't like too much black, so brown for me, this is a dark brown, so it was the best choice. And with the back of my brush, I'm gonna put a couple of white dots on their eyes. A white dot on each eye. That's what I meant. Boy, my voice is bad, but with this pollen it's even worse. And again, with the fluff, I'm highlighting, I'm putting white, a second coat of white on her neckline there and his collar. And a little bit in the little girl's dress there. Because when you're out in the sun hits the higher spots and, you know, make it more shiny. I used the same fluff by Dixie Belle for the little girl's flowers on her dress. And there they are. So far, so good. I'm putting the white again on top of the flowers, the petals, because after all, they're daisies, and I want them to be nice and bright white. Flowers, the buds. These are the most realistic daisies I ever seen in a mold. I really love that mold. And I'm highlighting the green, the high spots of the greenery. I take a little black, that's ink by Waverly, and I'm doing his buttons and her buttons. And I'm putting a little bit on their shoes to make it have a, you know, couple colors there, more interest. And a little bit on the throat, on top of the, on the soil there, on the pots, just to look more like realistic, like it has soil inside. And the sole of the boots. And I'm using the Java brown to create dirt, so I can ground the piece, so you look like you're walking on soil and the vegetables are coming out of there. Like in real life, this kind of veggies, you know, the carrots and the radishes, they come out of the ground when they're ready. And I wipe back as much as I want. I just want a hint of that brown. I don't want it to be too harsh. And I'm detailing now whatever I see that I don't have enough highlights. Or it looks, you know, too solid on one color and not as much on the other. So I keep highlighting until I like the way it looks. I'm using the same peachy color that I put on the mama's dress for the eggs. And I'm gonna put other colors like the white one and yellow and little blue on them, dry brushing in them. So the eggs have a variety of colors on. I think I put 4 different colors on them, dry brushing each one. Those colors have little flowers, indentations and all that stuff, so you know it's beautiful to decorate. I'm using white wax, clear wax, all over to seal, and you use that after everything is dry, of course. And I wipe back the excess. And I'm doing some white brushing on everything to soften up the colors. I'm going to use a little bit of Dixie Belle's gold gilding wax. Just a hint. So when the light hits, you can see a little bit of that shimmer and shine. And I'm using that white wax in between down at the bottom. I use Pool by Waverly to create the sky. I'm diluting it quite a bit and I tap it with my brush and I will tap the excess and blend it with my rag. And I'm going to do that all over between the rabbits and the sky and all that. So it looks like it's a beautiful day out there. And the skies are blue. And this is how it looks like. So let me know, what is your opinion about this jar? Do you like it? What you would do extra? And if you do like it, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I appreciate your input and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a beautiful day and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.